Hey there. So today I'm going to be taking a look at some books I recently picked up. I went down to the Big Muddy Monster Convention a couple weeks ago down in Murfreesboro, Illinois. It was the first year they held that. And I went down there, saw some friends, and picked up some books. So I'm going to be taking a look at what I got there today. Starting off, we've got this early 90s run of Aquaman. I showed one I picked up the other day in a previous video, so I got some more of these. Really like them for these really nice Kevin Maguire covers on a lot of the run. It's kind of the highlight of this series for me. And I picked up a few of them, and I think I'm only missing one issue from this run now. And again, I've picked these all up pretty cheap. The other fun thing I didn't know is we've got some early Vince Guarino DC work here too. So that's kind of neat. I liked some of his later work. I don't think he does comics anymore. Kind of when I see him online on social media now, he looks like he's just doing sort of fine art painting. So I don't know that he does comic books anymore, but again, I really liked his stuff on Manhunter and some of the Batman stuff he did around Nightfall. Then we've got an issue of the New Adventures of Superboy. This is a run I'm collecting mostly for the really nice Kurt Schaffenberger covers that were on this run. I've got a few more of these to get, but I was able to find one here. Then I've got some more issues of the 90s run of Showcase. So this is Showcase 93, a couple issues of that here, and then some from 94. And again, it might look like I got a lot of stuff here, but a lot of these things I'm showing, especially these Showcase books, are dollar books. I actually walked away from a vendor a couple years ago that was selling them for $2 a piece. These are dollar books. You know, there's no reason to pay any more than that for these. Then there was a new printing of the Big Muddy Monster comic book that was done for Muddy Monster Comics and Collectibles down there. So this is a story of the local cryptozoological monster that was in the area. And so this is the second printing of that with a new cover. I actually contributed to this. I did the last pin up in the book here. So this will be a book I probably take a longer look at on another video. This one is basically the same as the first printing, except for this inclusion of this pin up here by Justin Holman. So that's another reason to pick this book up. After that, I found a issue of the Big Boy comic book that used to be given out at the restaurants. So apparently this is the 500th issue they did. Very, very late 90s, early 2000s here. You can tell by the cover. But again, I don't see these very often. And this being the 500th issue, I decided to pick this one up. Here's an issue of Green Lantern by Len Wein and Dave Gibbons. And this is one for a long time that I thought I already had. But I realized I didn't, and I had to get this. It's got that great Dave Gibbons cover here with Hal Jordan kind of telling off the Guardians. So I really wanted to pick this one up. Then we've got Tom Landry and the Dallas Cowboys. Now this is a book that was made by Spire Christian Comics here. I pick these books up when I find them. I've got quite a few of them now. This is one of the harder ones to find. I think it's the last one, though, that I don't have that actually, will command some money now and then. Again, this one's not mint or anything, but it's a nice reading copy. And so, yeah, I definitely have kind of been on the lookout for this book here. Then we have the Detective Comics 359 reprint. So this was the first appearance of Barbara Gordon Batgirl. This was the replica edition that was made for Toys R Us a while back. So yeah, this is one I've kind of been looking for. Now, I don't have the real thing. I definitely, I'm looking for the first print of this book. But the Toys R Us one is one that, it's kind of collectible too. Again, you can kind of tell from the ads here around the time it came out, late 90s. But yeah, definitely wanted to pick this one up when I saw it. And, definitely wanted to find the real thing. The nice thing, too, about some of these kind of bigger key issues are, even the reprints are worth a few bucks now, too, if you see them. So I always want to get those. So then I found some more issues of DC Comics Presents I was looking for. So this is the second issue of the series, which I don't have, but this is the Whitman variant. And I think I talked about this last time I had an issue of DC Presents on here. So because the Whitman variant always had the Whitman logo instead of the DC logo, that essentially, you know, on the cover here makes this book Whitman Comics Presents, which I always thought was kind of funny because DC, you know, always used the logo for the title of this book. And again, a book I was looking for. I'll probably still try to find the regular DC version, but we've got some really nice Jose Luis Garcia Lopez art in here. You know, Superman, Flash. You have Professor Zoom in here too. So definitely one I've been looking for. Then another one I found is the first appearance here of Superboy Prime. So again, another issue of DC Presents I was looking for. I'm kind of whittling down this run. So I have a few left to get on that, but getting closer to having all. So then kind of the highlight for me of what I was able to find were a couple issues of Detective Comics. So this is number 282, and this is from 1960, I believe. Yeah. So again, a nice, not a key issue or anything, but a nice, you know, fun Silver Age Batman story. And then I have this one here too from 1961 that I picked up, featuring the creature from the Batcave. So yeah, just sort of Silver Age sci-fi Batman stuff. A lot of people don't like that, but I think it's fun. It's just part of the character's history, you know, and as I go farther and further back with my collection, because that's sort of how I'm collecting them, you know, you get some fun stuff in there. And again, 10-cent issues, that's always kind of nice seeing that. Now, these last things I picked up here were some of the old DC Archive editions. I don't get too many of these anymore, just because DC sort of replaced this program with the Omnibuy that they do. And so, like, these came out when I was younger. I couldn't really afford them when they were coming out, so I only have a couple of them. But I saw this, and I wanted to pick it up. So this one features reprints of the New York World's Fair comics, the World's Fair comics, and then the big All-American comic book, which, you know, those are three books from the Golden Age that are super hard to find. You know, you don't see them, you know, you don't see them out in the wild, I'll tell you that right now. But again, you know, got these really nice reprints of them here. So I've got that. And then I picked up this. So this is the Robin Archives Volume 2. I already have the first volume of this, and so they only did the 2 volumes of the Robin Archives. So what this is this reprints his solo adventures from Star Spangled Comics. And as far as I know, this is the only time these stories have been reprinted, so I really wanted to get both of these. It'd be nice if they did like a Golden Age Robin omnibus at some point, because there are more stories of Robin in this book that haven't been reprinted. There should have been like at least another volume of the archive that never came out with those stories. So yeah, so kind of a fun footnote in the history of Batman was Robin had his own sort of solo stories in this title for quite a while. And I think this book is the reason that I've heard that Robin is the character with the most Golden Age cover appearances. And so if you know, kind of do the math on it, he was on all the covers of Batman and Detective with Batman and World's Finest with Batman and Superman. But then he had another title he was in also, which would have been Star Spangled. So I think this book is the reason that kind of puts him over as far as those numbers go. But yeah, so that's what I picked up. Again, had a lot of fun time at the show. Have you been to any shows lately? Is there anything you've picked up good? Let me know in the comments below. And again, be sure to check out my TeePublic store, where I have a lot of nerdy t-shirts and mugs and masks and different things you could pick up. And that's at teepublic.com/user/detective651. And be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at detective651. And thanks for watching.